confused, Dizzy Juicy. Yes, you are the a-hole. It's 10 p.m. and I decided to go on Reddit and read some confessions. This was a bad idea. Am I the a-hole for announcing our pregnancy at my brother's wedding after he proposed at mine? My brother said he was going to propose at my wedding. I told him no, that it wasn't there by myself and my wife and we didn't want any distractions. My mom lost her mind. She said that he wanted family he might not see again for a while to be a part of the proposal. I said that I didn't care and if he did it, I would kick him out. He did it and my mom said if I tried to kick him out, that she would leave too. I just remembered something inside. My brother got married last week. Instead of a welcome to the family toast, I used this time to announce that we were expecting our first baby. My mom was upset, but my grandmother told her to sit down and be quiet. We spent most of the reception talking to family we would not see again for a while about our coming baby. My mom said that I was a a-hole for taking attention away from my brother on his wedding day. She got really mad when I reminded her that she threatened to leave my wedding if I kicked him out after he proposed. My brother proposed at your wedding, and then we don't even know how much later you tell everyone on his wedding that you're getting a baby. Are we sure that these two are brothers because they don't act like it? I'm confused. Am I the a-hole for being truthful and admitting that I find my wife unattractive after surgery? My wife had plastic surgery recently. We discussed it and I was against it. It was not my decision and I had no say. She looks weird now. She has the fat sucked off her face, lip fillers, a neck lift, other stuff I really don't get. She gives me uncanny valley vibes now. It freaks me out. She is fully healed now and she wants us to get back to normal. I have done so, but not as much as I used to. And when I try, I make sure there's very little light. It's been a few months and I kind of dreaded having to look at her. Obviously, she has noticed. She has been bugging me to tell her what's up. I tried telling her that I'm just trying for work or that I'm running down. Really anything except the truth. She broke down and asked me if I was having an affair. I said I wasn't. She asked me to look at my phone. I unlocked it for her and handed it over. I wasn't worried about finding anything because there is nothing to find. She spent an hour looking through it and found nothing. She asked me to explain why I changed. I tried explaining that I just wasn't that interested right now. Nothing I said was good enough for her. She would keep digging. I finally told her the truth. I wasn't harsh or brutally honest. I just told her that her new face wasn't something I found attractive and that I was turned off. She asked me if that's why I turned off all the nights now. I said yes. She started crying and said that she needed time alone. She went and stayed with her sister. I tried to not say anything. I can't force myself to find her attractive. I still love her, but her face is just weird now. She looks like the blue alien from the Fifth Element. Okay, so this is the thing. Your opinion is your opinion, but you don't need to say it. Like, if you got plastic surgery, I wasn't be like, oh, you know, you're so much uglier now. I liked your face before, but I still love you. Like, you really call that love? 'Cause I don't. Yes, you are the a-hole. Next. Am I the a-hole for telling my mother-in-law she was dead to me after she showed up in a labor and delivery without my mother? For the past 3 months, it's been very well-known plan that when I, 30 female, went to labor, my husband was going to drive me to the hospital and my mother-in-law was going to pick up my mother, my kids, and my grandmother, all from the same house. Both my mother-in-law and my mom were supposed to be in the delivery room. My grand was to watch my 2 kids in the waiting room. Everyone was in agreement with the plan. Now my husband and I have 2 sons already. And for both births, my mother was present. She helped me through so much of the mental and panic, especially after my last, who literally almost killed me. I needed her to be with me, and this baby too, mentally. So I worked this plan out months in advance and everyone was on the same page. However, I go to labor. We make the phone calls to mother-in-law and my mom, telling my mom to be ready and my mother-in-law to go get my mother. An hour and 15 minutes later, my mother-in-law shows up at the hospital without my mom, my kids, or my grandmother. She said, well, it's too late, so we need to just let everyone sleep. It was 9:30 p.m. And then she sat her down on the chair in the delivery room and jumped on her phone. I told her in a pissed off tone to get my mother. That was my plan. I needed my mom, etc., etc., and she just wouldn't. At one point saying she didn't feel up to drive that much. My mom lived 20 minutes from her house, an hour away. So I told her to get out of the room and that she was dead to me. The amount of resentment and disgust I felt towards her in that moment is honestly not something I will overcome anytime soon. She was pissed, saying my mom got to experience 2 births already and how she didn't do anything wrong. And she was just being respectful of people's sleep. And when she wasn't leaving, she was actually escorted out. Now, my mom was able to make it to the hospital literally just as I was giving birth. My kids and grandma wasn't able to make it, which bothers me a great deal. We promised our kids they would be the first to meet their sister, outside of us and Grammy. I cannot forgive my mother-in-law for all of this. I honestly feel like I hate her with every fiber of my being. But I'm being told I'm taking this too far and that it wasn't that big of a deal. Am I the a-hole? No, you aren't. This girl has told you that she needs her mother and the plan months before she even gives birth. And you have the audacity to show up and be like, well, I'm just minding everybody's sleep, you know. She's giving birth. They can sleep tomorrow. You're not the a-hole. Girlfriend pointed an unloaded gun in my face. This is juicy. We were visiting a good friend of mine when he moved out of state. He brought me to his bedroom closet to show me a AR-15 and handgun he purchased after moving. I handled both guns after checking they were unloaded and I knew they were safe. My girlfriend walks into the room and he hands her the AR-15 to her. She does not check it to a frame. It is in the clear, and the first thing she does is point it directly at my face. I slapped the barrel down and said, "What are you doing?" in an aggressive tone. She then handed my friend the whistle and back and stormed out of the room. I like the fact that I aggressively her for ignoring basic gun safeties. She told me, "You didn't have to talk to me like I'm stupid," and didn't understand my point wasn't to make her feel stupid, but the action is dangerous, especially since she was not in the room to witness it being checked for live immersion, and she didn't not check the gun herself. Am I wrong for being aggressively her, or should I just be nicer? She pointed a gun at your face. Bro, you're not a-hole. I think like you're single now because you should break up with her. She pointed a gun on your face. I'm the a-hole for robbing my wife affair partners, which has now led to his divorce. I'm 32, has been married to my soon-to-be ex-wife, 30, Madison, for 4 years. We are currently in a counseling, but it's not going to work. About a year ago, I found out she was having an affair by coming home to their clothes in our living room and sounds coming from our bedroom. I lost it. I was getting my cricket bat out of the closet when I stopped to think about the consequences. I did not want to go to jail. Instead, I took their clothes and left quietly. I went to a friend's house, but not before throwing all the clothes in McDonald's garbage can. I turned off my phone and got faced with my buddy. That's why he hosed us off in the morning. After I turned my phone back on, I had dozens of calls and texts from Madison. First scared because she got my updated flight information, then upset that I hadn't called her to let her know I was going to be coming home early, then freaked out that the house has been broken into, then crazy because she figured out it was me. They just got more drenched. The guy she was with was 5 inches shorter than me and about 60 pounds lighter, so if he had taken my clothes, it would be obvious. He ended up calling his friend to go get his spare keys from his house. Unfortunately for him, his wife smelled a rat and followed his friend back to my house, where she saw him leaving in oversized clothes. Long story short, she took pictures and had evidence of which caused the prenup to be cancelled, which cost him a lot of money. It took a couple months, but my wife convinced me to try to forgive her. She started going to counseling, and we were working our way through it until recently. In a counseling session, she said that I was wrong to steal his wallet, phone, and car keys. She said that his divorce is cost him a lot of money and that I should have dealt with it more mature manner and that it was my fault. I had never admitted to taking his stuff to begin with. I was afraid he might call the cops. Then I didn't want to give her an invitation in the case she wanted a divorce. Now I just didn't care. I told her that her cheating was the reason her boyfriend is getting a divorce and that I hope his ex takes everything. I'm still not living at home. I have my own apartment and filing for divorce. Now that I know how she feels, it's kind of like a slap in my face that she is blaming me for his divorce. Well, you cheated with somebody and you were like, but you don't have the right to steal his wallet. You're cheating. You are cheating. If I catch someone cheating on me, then we have assault and we have cheating. I think the guy knows he's not the a-hole and he just wants this to be confirmed. Am I the a-hole for divorcing my wife as she thought I was lying about being raped as a child? I, 27 male, and my wife, 26 female, has been married for 2 years and has been together for 6. As context, I was repeatedly raped by my brother's babysitter when I was around 9. She would rope me, force me to remove my pants, and then I'd stick.
Hold up. Wait a minute.